I'm Jay Jackson. Welcome to WineNewsNoir.com. Thank you for watching and subscribing. We begin this episode with an exclusive. According to sources, Netflix will produce a 7 to 8-part streaming biopic on the life of legendary vintner Iris Rideau, America's first black female winery owner. Sources tell us Wendy Elaine Jackson's production company, Auburn Avenue Films, will shoot the streamer. Jackson wrote the popular Hallmark film Napa Ever After. No word on the filming schedule, when it will air, or who will play Rideau. The series will be based on stories from Rideau's hot-selling book, From White to Black, One Life Between Two Worlds. In the book, Rideau talks extensively about the Rideau Vineyard's landmark adobe tasting room she restored. I spent a day in that 132-year-old building and got a personal tour from Miss Rideau herself.
I'll take you through the house. So this is the way our guests would come in to the house. This is my beautiful chandelier. It was one of the first things that I did. It's history, and it has a long line of history going back to the 1600s. The house was built in 1884, but there's more history than that even. The house was actually abandoned when I purchased it, had been abandoned for 10 years, and I thought I was going to just buy it and restore it. Buy it and remodel it. And then I got into a restoration program. When I walked into this house and I saw the 16-inch walls and the 10-foot ceilings and the majesty of it all, I said, I've got to do this. Look up here, you'll see everything here is the original roof. That, as I mentioned, was 112. It's now 132 years old, and it's still standing. And the only thing that I did reluctantly was I had to replace some of the boards in the front because the upstairs balcony was falling down. So I had to refurbish that. You feel the oldness and the age of the building. The moment you walk through the door, through the front door, it's just history. It has a regalness about it. This is the original fireplace here. This one was in such bad shape I had to put the tile on it, but this is all original. And they use this for the central heating. So this fireplace actually goes up to the second floor. Oh, no. The little one is 12 years old, and so his job is to meet and greet customers. After I saw the inside and the actual adobe bricks, I went, I've got to keep this. Customers need to be able to see it. So I put the plexiglass on it. And as I mentioned to you before, the house was built with a raised foundation. So that's the other reason why it was able to withstand all of those years.
Now, to get a copy of the book, just go to irisrideau.com. Rideau sold the winery in 2016, but still remains active in the business, which truly is a slice of paradise. Remember to mark your calendars for part 2 of this story, October 1st. In related news, August saw 2 national wine-themed television shows featuring black wine lovers. Hallmark's Napa Ever After, as I mentioned earlier, premiered on the Peacock Network to rave reviews. It tells the story of a big city lawyer who inherits her grandmother's vineyard. Over on Hulu, a show called The Conversation made its debut. It features black-owned wines being sipped during lively discussions and debates. In Atlanta, wine lovers are still buzzing over last month's Wine and Culture Fest put on by the Hughes Society. While there, I got a chance to chat with one of the most influential voices in the business who offered some critical advice for winemakers in need of exposure.
The nominees are recognized as outstanding industry writers and cultural commentators.
Whenever journalist Mike Jordan talks, black wine and food professionals listen. With articles listed in national publications such as the Wall Street Journal, Rolling Stone, and USA Today, just to name a few, he knows what it takes to get nationwide press coverage.
First of all, there are not a lot of black food journalists that are working full-time, for sure.
I talked with the celebrated reporter at the Hughes Society's Wine and Culture Fest in Atlanta about how to get national press. Jordan says, first of all, do your homework.
If you're looking for that advocacy, find out who are the people who are speaking to mainstream publications, and also find out who are the people at the top of the black-owned publications who you need to be having a relationship with and speak to, and to let them know what you've got going on.
And keep in mind, Jordan says, writers often have a lot going on, so make their job easier by giving them critical information.
Always make sure that you're sending your updates and your really good news and your information that is timely. Make sure that you are including relevant facts about all things, because a lot of times an editor or a journalist may not have time to go back and do a lot of back and forth with you. So the press release and the quality of that press release and food is very important.
And finally, Jordan says the most important thing, never forget to innovate.
Because food and beverage nowadays, everyone is writing about the new hot thing. And social media wants to look at something. The color of this wine, oh, look at that. That's great on social media. Well, a lot of times you need a little bit more factual basis. And so if you want to make sure that the depth of what you have to say comes through, make sure that all of your media information, your kit, is as structurally sound as possible. And get that out to people and make sure they know you're doing something exceptional.
Changing wine, changing industry, and the number 40. Here are the top stories for this month's Wine in a Minute. Cabernet Sauvignon, Chardonnay, and red blends are still America's favorite off-site wines, according to Nielsen IQ, but their sales have seen a decline since 2021. Only Pinot Gris and Sauvignon Blanc have seen a rise in sales, rising 2% and 6% respectively. Off-site wines are, for the most part, wines sold at retail stores. The Black Wine Business Summit revealed some positives and negatives, according to the website Uncorked and Cultured, which sponsored the online event. It featured an exhaustive study that revealed most black winemakers say capital is their biggest problem, followed by distribution access. Some 80% of the respondents say they started in the wine business to increase diversity in the industry. Wine Enthusiast magazine released its Future 40 list, which is made up of wine professionals who will have an exceptional impact on the future of the wine industry. The list includes more than a half dozen black wine professionals, among them Elise Achayo of The Wine Linguist, TJ Douglas of the Drink Progressively Group, Maya Johnson Dunn of the New York Kitchen, Mark Kwesi Farrell of 10 to 1 Rum, Latrice Harris of the Berry Godmother LLC, Kiara Mency Parker of A Sip of Paradise, Alicia Towns Franken of Wine Unify, and finally Dr. Chris Washira of the Washira Group. And finally, we go to Inglewood, California, where a new name is in the wine game, and it's a family affair. If it looks like Anthony Bowers Jr. is walking on cloud nine, well, he is, at least in his spirit. This is the launch of his premium wine brand, AJE Wines, and the realization of a dream.
Launching a wine and being an owner of a wine brand has brought me nothing but joy. And seeing the support of my community has just been awesome today. So I'm on cloud nine, honestly.
The brand includes a Tempranillo, a Zen, and a Port, all which will be available at Inglewood's famed 1010 Wine and Events. For Bowers, it's more than just selling wine. It's lifting a culture.
I want us to do this times 10. It's awesome to be able to see the different palettes of people, to be able to see growth in people that I've known for a long time. And in general, just to see a general love of wine in our community pop up and be amazing, awesome.
I'm happy that everybody came out, celebrated with them, and I think if anybody buy this wine, I think they're gonna love it, they're gonna appreciate it. And I wasn't even a wine drinker, so he actually converted me from the cognac side to the wine.
Bowers' goal is to take the wine nationwide, even worldwide, and he offers this piece of advice for future wine brand owners who are still on the fence.
When you have that thought to yourself that you cannot do it, push it out and do it anyway. It's better to do something scared than to do nothing at all.
For more information on the wine brand, just go to AJE-Wines.com. And that's going to do it for this episode of WineNewsNoir.com. Please visit our sponsors on our website. Thank you for watching and subscribing. I'm Jay Jackson. Cheers.